Hey everybody, welcome to the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Gimpy, with the one, the only, the coffee sipping, the Rolex wearing, Chipped Monk. What's up, brother?
Jet setting son of a gun, dude. What's happening, dude?
I was watching the old Ric Flair, Jay Lethal promo where they had their woo off on TNA. Dude. So I didn't realize Jay Lethal retired. So I was like, oh, okay, let's see some greatest hits there. Yeah. Right. Yeah, so woo off is still great. For those of you who don't know, look up Jay Lethal, Ric Flair, woo off. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, it's fantastic.
Yeah, Ric Flair show up to like underground slap fights where he was just wooing when they're slapping each other in the face.
What the hell that dude's doing, dude? He's just after a paycheck. Dude. Yeah, exactly. He's your old grandpa who just doesn't know when to hang him up.
He's been saying he wants to die in the ring, dude. Like, and he seems pretty serious about it.
I think
everyone got to be a little bit careful, dude. Like, I'll let this guy wrestle anywhere, dude.
Oh man. So what have you been up to, man? How's life? How's the organizational journey gone? I feel like it's complete for you. Any game dev you've been doing?
Stuff. I haven't done any game dev. I woke up this morning. I thought about game dev. So
step one.
Yeah, step one. Because I was looking at those handhelds that I bought, like the whatever it's called, is the R36S? Like,
of course, yeah. So, a name for the generations, yeah.
Yeah. It's using the Linux system, and I did some. So here's the thing, and I've said this before, and it's kind of working against me and plays into my worst vices of laziness. Is the longer I wait, like the better documentation and tools I end up getting, and it's just been this way my whole life. So it's like I'm like, oh, I could like sit down, like grind it out, like learn some Godot, fucking get this thing up and running on like this like Unix system. Or if I wait like 6 months, dude, I bet it'll be a button that I can just press. It'll just like I'll just do the boom, pour it over, no problem. But also there isn't a ton of documentation about it, so there's like a dude who's like going through like his process, and I found like one other guy. So I'm like, 6 more months, there might be like 50 other dudes who have like, tutorials or documentation or videos on like this extremely niche, weird handheld console. It's like, yeah, dude, like, so yeah, I don't know. It's my own laziness, dude. It's not great. It's not a great trait to have. Like, I could have probably already finished something if I was like super dedicated. I want to. My kind of goal here, if we're doing like pie in the sky, like month-long ambitions, I want to go through like they have a Godot tutorial series for making an FPS and like hooking that up to Trench Broom.
Oh yeah,
and all that.
Okay,
so I want to do that, and then I think it's only like a 7-8 part series of YouTube videos, and then there's like one other dude who like is an absolute beginner at Godot, and like he has like a veteran dude there who like kind of walks through and explains things to him. So it's like nice to have like back and forth of that feedback of him being like, oh, so why does it do this? And then like them like breaking down more and like, oh, why can't I just do this? Like just the normal questions you would have. Like, I think a lot of us have that problem too, especially like a traditional like Americanized school system where you're kind of discouraged from asking why. Because a lot of teachers don't really want to get into the nitty gritty. It's like, yo, I'm just trying to cover the book material.
Oh, dude, those are just bad teachers. Good teachers will get into the why.
But it's also, you got like so many other kids, you got lesson plan and stuff.
There's no excuse. I think that was the difference between a good and a bad teacher, man. I've had both in growing up. Even in the professional world, right? You have people. Everyone does better when they understand the why, even if they say they don't want to know it. Like they do. In my own job, when I explain people, I always explain the why, and they're like, "Yo, you explain too much." I don't think I do. If you don't want to know the why, you don't want to do the job. Is my thought.
Yeah, man. I was having a thing. I had several meetings like this in my actual professional career of whys, and like the attorney looked at me. He's like, why do you do it this way? Is it like is there a reason for this, or is it just like institutional knowledge and it's always been done this way? I'm like, yeah, it's just institutional knowledge. He's like, all right, let's find out if there's a reason for that. Let's have another meeting and like dig deeper into this instead of just like doing it this one way that we've always done it just because that's how it's always been done.
Right.
So yeah, there's value in that. But yeah, man.
You've made so many FPS maps anyway, so the fact that you're gonna pursue a FPS tutorial and just have run around one of your maps too is gonna be in a different engine. Will be nice. Does this tutorial go over like rudimentary AI stuff too, so you can actually have enemies to fight and things like that? I assume it would.
I assume it would. I don't know. I've been all I cared about was like trench broom moving around the area, because man, more about like level design and not necessarily about a game type. I don't even like the FPS as a genre. I don't know. I don't, man. Like, because I don't know. It feels like
it's because
so many better games.
AAA stuff right now has been generic.
Well, there's so much of it, and it's like people who are into FPS games have like their FPS game, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, I'm into like Call of Duty or Zombies or whatever it is, or Battlefield. They're not necessarily looking for like a new thing. And then there's like a few people who have like a hardcore old school genre of FPS games that they enjoy. And there's like plenty of those out there. There's not a shortage of FPS games, dude. I'm like, what can I do that's like interesting, that doesn't become like some weird obscure art project? Because I've seen some of those. Those are fun. I don't know. It seems like they just kind of go crazy with like the filters. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen any of these?
You don't have to, man. Yeah, of course.
Where they're like, oh, you go into like a weird void and it's like static and it's like all these like trippy colors,
kill
man.
cam, like out of action. What's the other thing? Like post void, which was 3D FPS made in Game Maker, which is insane, but with a newer hook of having an idle with stuff, and you have to kill things super fast to keep this idle filled. Mullet Mad Jack used the same thing in a bigger game. Yeah. There's definitely different experiences in the FPS fold, but you do have to look for them. But I think I see your point, but I think that it's not as bad as you're thinking. There are things that are unique.
It's like, I don't know. This can be like both sides, but it's like it's also easy to do. Right? Like it's easy to take like this first, because like all it is like shooting a ray cast and like checking if you hit an object.
Sure.
In the most basic of basic sense, you can do physics or whatever. You can have like projectile,
I prefer projectile based things too. But yeah,
but like at the end of the day, it's like you're just like looking where mouse cursor is and like clicking thing, dude.
Sure.
You're basically playing like an idle clicker game, dude. At that point, you just happen to be moving in like a 3-dimensional space to do it.
Yeah. Have you played Ultra Kill? It's a FPS that's like
I think a
lot of people describe it as like Devil May Cry if it were an FPS, and that whole gameplay loop is absolutely phenomenal, and I feel so unique. Where I think you, as not only one who likes level design, who likes gameplay loops as well, and if you're struggling with the FPS spacing that is generic and there's nothing unique, check out Ultra Kill. It's fucking chef's kiss. Yeah, so that's one thing I'd say. I know that's awesome though, man. It's nice to hear that something's inspiring you to get back into it, experience your trench broom maps and all of that. Do you have player models and stuff lying around that you'll use or anything?
I just have maps, tons of maps, dude.
Okay.
It's I don't know. I kind of want to just make some basic layouts and just I don't know. It's weird, man. I just want to make like little museum pieces basically for myself.
Nothing wrong with that.
Like here's like some weird, basically Legos, dude. I want to make little Lego dioramas for myself. And
that's
be
cool.
able to like go around, maybe share it with some people out there if they're interested. But aside from that, the daily, I was talking to you about this before. I was just reading books, listening to my audiobooks. I've still been doing my 30 minutes of drawing every day, just for drawing practice. Guess like the CrossFit of the drawing world. It's like you're just working out to get good at exercise instead of like any like practical applications. So it's like your drawing exercises are just you're getting good at like drawing exercises. You need to at some point, in theory, do like a master's study or like a longer piece that like puts all those little practices into a bigger, just a piece, an art piece, whatever piece that it's going to be.
It's awesome, man. Yeah. No, I mean,
done that,
sounds like you're still.
I don't plan to do that either. I'm just doing the crunches, dude.
Just laying it down, man. Hey, keeping the pen sharp, man. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
If you don't use it, you lose it, right? So
someday I'll become inspired and I'll just sit down and have the skill set to just execute on like a beautiful piece. I'm like,
I feel like when winter is over, you'll get inspired. I feel like every time spring comes around, there's a spark of inspiration as well.
Yeah, I told you, like, I've been tracking this for years now. I feel like October, November is like when I become like the most productive on my computer till like the end of October. It's like September, October, November, and then I just kind of fall off December, January, February. So.
Yeah.
I usually like accomplish a bunch of shit in that like sprint.
Sure. Yeah, no, you do. But I do think that you'll come around in the spring. I just have this like gut feeling. I don't know what's driving it, but it just feels like it's your break is culminating into something new.
So I'm already saying I'm in the cocoon, dude. I'm not even in my final form yet, bro.
I think so. You got to metamorphosize into the next form. Yeah. I've started getting back into I've started getting into full-time deving of my pig game as well. As you know, I took a break around the holiday breaks and everything like that, and I started it back up like slowly at the end of January, and then my thing was after my birthday in February, I'd start it as the same schedule that I've had before. So that has been moving along. I've completed the mud stamping system of the pigs. I shared that with you just the other day. I ended up scrapping my old stamping code completely because it's been so long where it didn't make sense, and I think I was duplicating things over and causing like performance overhead and things like that. But I ended up doing a simple silhouette with anchors.
Have tools in GameMaker to like see like what your performance is? Like,
they do. Nice. So I ended up doing silhouettes, and for the animated portions, I've duplicated the frames and just made it pure black and white to where mud can stamp or not, and made anchor points where it's just like a blue and red dot where the mud should stamp like around that general area and just avoid like the black area. So that has worked.
It's like a mask.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's a mask. So that's worked. I got the washing done completely. That you can scrub the pigs, erase them, and erase the mud. And they're clean. It'll flash that they're clean, and then you can release them back out to do their stuff. So that's done. That was like a huge part of the design doc that I had. Probably the biggest part that I had in terms of just figuring stuff out, So with that, now I'm working on judging, and when judging's done, I just have to add systems to make it fun, right? Like buildings, goals, the timer, I already have implemented, but it'll actually be used, and predators to, stop your progress, trying to eat your pigs. I did have a breeding system that I laid the base work for. So implementing that, and I'm going to try, I'm not sure if it'll be fun, but try and do inherited behavior. So,
all right. Are you going to do like, have you ever played Rust?
Yeah.
They have like a whole like plant genetics breeding, crossbreeding.
It's not going to be that deep, right?
Well, but it's not too crazy deep though. This is the thing about it's like 5 things where it's like, growth, yield, time, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 3 or 4 traits, and then they have like different values of like it's whatever. It's pretty deep actually. But there's like different like value. It's basically like 1 through 4 on like how good or bad that trait is going to be, and then you can crossbreed with a certain probability. And it's like the ones with better traits have a more likely of taking good traits from like another plant that's next to or adjacent to. So
for sure. What I was going to do,
you could do that, dude. Just make a crazy convoluted genetic.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it lines out. But man, progress is being made, and I feel really, really good about the progress and really good about the continuation of it. So I'm still on track for my June goal of having the game done with all the placeholder assets. And then my goal is to get it to a point where it's nothing but placeholders, but the game like works 100%, and then all I have to do is just switch those assets, and then we're good to go.
All right.
Yeah, man. So it's been good. But that's my update. But let's get into a little bit of kind of what's going on in the industry, because I think it's been a couple weeks since we've been here, and every other week, man, something crazy happens, which I don't know how we keep up, man. Dude. So first off,
I haven't been, dude. Honestly, I've unplugged from a lot of things. That's why I'm so at peace in life, dude.
Okay. I'll give you the
people will tell you about it, dude. Like this, dude. Like what's going on?
So the RAM shortage, right? Caused by obviously a bunch of AI stuff happening, and then Nvidia just throwing everything. Nvidia stated that they will not be releasing a new graphics card in 2026. So there will be no like 5090 Ti or whatever the next one is.
Are they going to keep producing series. The old ones, the 50s?
They series? Have said no. They've said that they've. As far as from when I've last read, this could be old information, but they're bringing back the 3060 and the 3070.
All right.
So they went from 5 to 3 to kind of like bring a budget build into the ecosystem.
That's like I don't even just call it like more of a consumer grade. Like there's not too many games out there that are using more power than that. As far as like gamers and regular people are concerned, like I'm still using like I think like a 3090 or something, 3060. It's fine. It can do.
I feel like you have a 3080. I feel like you do.
I don't know. I don't care, dude. It's a 30 series.
Right. I can't remember. It's like 16. It's on the pod when you got that laptop, you know?
Yeah, maybe an 8. I've looked it up before. It's okay. I can do everything that I want with it. I can, render 3D graphics, use Blender, everything, dude.
Yeah. With the RAM shortage, it's affecting production across the gaming board. The Steam machine was delayed.
Across industries, dude.
The Steam frame most likely will be delayed, but there's no big announcement for when it'll be released. The Steam controller is probably just going to come out by itself, but Valve is kind of rethinking of how to get these things out there with the current shortage. The Steam Deck right now is out of stock because there's no RAM for new devices. It's insane. Microsoft and Sony both said that their next gen efforts will be delayed by a year, most likely. So I think going into 2027, 2028, possibly even 2029.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. It's just, but on the flip side, I think this is a good thing on a software optimization level. And it's because for so often we've been saying that developers have not focused on optimization. And when any developer does any kind of work in optimization, we praise them. So at this point,
not really. Like I would say we do. Normal people,
yes.
I'm saying like in the business sector, they like actively discourage you from doing that because it's time you could be spent building more features to sell to put on the box.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, what did you do? And it's like a lot of invisible work as well. It's basically like, oh, you jackhammered through this entire foundation to re-pour cement with rebar, and you're like, yeah, there was no rebar. It was going to crack eventually, and it's like, well, we're trying to put up walls, dude. It's like, yeah, but it would have been on a shitty foundation. And they're like, we don't care. As long as the walls go up and it looks nice, we put a fresh coat of paint on it. Because like we'll just brute force it through like these other processes with RAM, memory, CPU, GPU shit. Like,
DLSS, upscale. Yeah, exactly.
We'll just brute force it. So it's fine. Like those cracks in the foundation, like are only going to be felt by like most people. It's like, which is, and they're fine with that. So we've been long overdue for like a lot of optimization, memory leak problems. I mean, like a lot of people are trying to use like the new coding languages like Rust or Go to have like it was like the heap prevention shit that's like built in, so it doesn't let you do bad coding practices from the jump. In theory, it won't even let you compile in Rust if like your shit's broken. It'll be like, and that's good practice in general, but like I don't know, like sometimes I like to build broken shit that just to like test it out.
Right.
Where it's like, all right, do I keep on like throwing more scale?
You're not just releasing this as a complete product.
yeah, and like all that stuff got its bones in system architectures for like web development. It's like servers, so it has to be more bulletproof from its inception. Whereas like applications and stuff there can be made with that stuff, but it's like a little bit more tedious, as we're seeing with like the Rust 3D engines people are trying to make, the GoLag engine someone's trying to make. Yeah, you see, it's out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, no, we're way overdue for everyone just being like, okay, let's really tighten up, dude.
Yeah. So it sucks on one side because this is the point where I'm having my kids build their own PCs, so I'm gonna feel the crunch when I'm doing that over the summer. But optimization, as we've said, long overdue. So anyone who's a gamer, take that into account. That hopefully that this takes time to make games not only look good but perform well. So that's my optimistic thread of the day. The other thing I wanted to talk about with the minimal time that we have left is Microsoft head of gaming has retired, and they have a new. What's that?
Say his name. Is it the dude who's always been there?
Yeah.
Oh man, what the fuck is his name?
Peter something. Oh, hold on. We're gonna.
All right. Yeah, you besmirch this guy, dude. You guys never forget, dude. Across the Xbox.
Okay,
past,
so
dude.
It was Phil Spencer, and I can't remember. That's how he retired. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to know your name. But the person replacing him is a former Meta worker who worked on Meta's AI stuff. And but she's come on board and she said there will be no AI slop in games, which take that with a grain of salt, if you will. And then the other
big of a problem? I mean, their games already have AI slop in it.
And the other thing is, she's like, we should get back to exclusives. But then on the flip side, she said, we really want to be a multi-platform publisher now. So what are you saying?
Just saying everything.
So she's just saying everything and just
most general.
For the best. Yeah.
That speech was generated by AI, dude.
So we'll see. You hope for the best.
Microsoft sells Copilot. What are you talking about? Be like, we're adding Copilot to Xbox.
But
dude.
with
put that in there. Be like, now you can just talk to your Xbox and be like, I'm feeling like in the mood for this type of game, and it'll give you different options on your Game Pass.
Phil Spencer's legacy. He obviously the 360 era kind of ushering in, right, and all of that, those highs. But then he's also the dude who was after him, and then when he came back, who was part of the Xbox One launch, and that dude quit because he just was so out of touch. I think Phil Spencer's legacy is convoluted, but I think it was time for a change.
Than highs.
I would say it was time for a change at Microsoft, but I don't blame him.
It seems like he was definitely. He did an incredible job with all the different stakeholders that they have at Microsoft, because it's like you can't bring out your big guns into your hardware, which is the PC front. Yeah. So it's like right away you're like kneecapped, and then they're like putting money into this endeavor, but then like they're trying to like buy the W instead of build it. You know, and it's like that's not how you like build a winning team. Like if you should maybe like if you can buy like enough like key players and you have like a team to put them on, but like you're just buying the franchises and then like you don't know how to run the franchises, dude.
Yeah,
like,
it feels like
different.
It feels like this new lady, and I'm sorry, can't remember her name, but it feels like
Phil Spencer's name, dude.
It feels right. It feels like she's inheriting a sinking ship. So I think competition is needed and warranted in the gaming space. So I hope that she can right the ship, but it's more of a wait and see versus a optimistic hopeful for her.
You're gonna own nothing and be happy, bro. They're gonna kill the physical Xbox, dude. It's just gonna be Game Pass.
We'll see
forward, dude. It's gonna be the new Stadia, dude.
See what the future brings, man. But yeah, I think that's kind of where we can end it. What's happening in the world, what we're up to. Anything
2038 Xbox dead, dude. Physical Xbox.
Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to your predictions being correct. All right, man. For the Combo Wombo podcast, I'm Mr. Gimpy. That's Chipmunk. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. We out of here.
First, they take your Blu-ray drive, dude.